Hi book besties, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. I have some coffee just like at the ready. I was perusing some tags and I came across this one tag that I just think is so amazing. It was created by Carrie Can Read not even that long ago. March 20th is when this video was posted, and within the video she said she was filming it March 17th, so very, very new. And I am going to be linking her video, obviously, in the description box down below, along with all of the questions. This time I will actually, Maya, make a mental note. This time I will actually write down the questions, maybe. I'm not gonna promise it. I put in the maybe there for a reason. I'm not promising it, but if I can, I will. If I remember, if I rewatch the video and actually listen to myself, because sometimes I rewatch the video and I don't listen to myself, and then sometimes I do. So yeah, it really just does depend on the type of mood I'm in when I do all of the SEO stuff and everything. Anyway, yeah, y'all don't care about that part. Let's get into this tag, where my lore started. And also I have my computer like off cam, but also like down. So if I'm looking like this, it is not to be disrespectful or rude. It is, I have the questions right there and I don't have them up here. What's the first book you remember reading by yourself? It was definitely the Magic Tree House series, Nancy Drew, Anne's Little House on the Prairie combined. Like, all of them kind of sparked a love of reading. Next question, what character did you most identify with in elementary school? What was I reading? I never really identified with characters. I more so tried to become them. Like, I don't know, okay, I need to preface it like this because it does make sense and I think it does build context. I'm an only child and I was very much into kind of inhabiting a character for my playtime. So yes, I would be outside playing, but I would be playing as a character oftentimes, and probably the most low-key embarrassing one, not because the character is embarrassing, but because I was probably being embarrassing for my parents, was Kung Fu Panda. So like, and it was not Poe. I was embodying Tigress. Little me out there trying to do her kung fu thing. It was funny. It was funny. It was hilarious, like looking back on it. But honestly, low-key, I probably could have taken some people. Not actual bad guys, but like I could probably take some people back then. And I'm not gonna say who, but like classmates. There were some I probably could have taken if I wanted to, but I didn't try. Moving on very quickly. What was your elementary school comfort book? Oh, Little Women. Where or what was your safe space as a kid? Oh, wow. The library. That was a safe space. Sometimes I needed books. How has your taste in books changed since childhood? Well, I am older, so surface level tastes haven't changed. Same. Like, I'm willing to try anything at least once. I think what changed more specifically, not on paper, would be just life experiences and how they make me view themes and elements in books. Like, okay, so I have been really, I want to say struggling, going through it with The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and that it is marketed towards YA and its themes. And then kind of, you know, with the resurgence of The Hunger Games, because Sunrise on the Reaping is out now, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes came out as a movie, and I think it really got me to rethink how I viewed those worlds. Like, when I first read them, you know inherently that there's a lot of things that are bad, there's a lot of things that are wrong, but it just didn't like get to me the way it gets to me now. I didn't have such a visceral reaction to President Snow then as I do now, and literally did not read a book, did not watch a movie, because I did not want to have any sort of anything in regards to that man. So, you know, I think life experience changes you, changes the way that you perceive things, read things, have thoughts on things, and I think that that is good. That shows maturity, that shows growth, that just shows that, hey, you have lived a little bit longer than probably some other people have, and it's okay to look at it differently. I also think it's good to have discussion, to have a more analytical eye, whereas when I was younger, my analytical eye kind of just lent to, you know, more literary technique than anything, or imagery, or I would say back then I also had a more positive leaning analysis of things. Like I would find themes, but I would only find the good themes. Now I feel like I find good, but I also find darker, and I find more serious, and I tend to leap on those conversations because I think that that is important, because younger me didn't have those conversations, and I feel like some of those conversations would have been helpful to her as stuff happened and life unfolded, and now it's getting serious. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Yeah? Did you feel inspired to read by your school, and if yes, how did your upbringing encourage reading? I feel like those may be two separate questions. Was I encouraged to read at school? Yes. Was everyone else? Not necessarily. I think it was just encouraged the amount that was necessary for the educational purposes that it needed to be necessary for. As far as upbringing, was I encouraged by outside influences of school? Yeah, a lot actually. And I think most of it can be attributed to my mom. What book have you wanted to return to lately? Okay, is this just recent or like nostalgia? Because if we're talking nostalgia, I would like to read the Dora Thin series, and I would also like to read the Mortal Doctrine series again. My favorite or formative YA series. Your favorite or formative YA series? YA. Maybe the Door Within series. Yeah, that was definitely a interesting time of life when I read those. And I would say it encompasses both aspects of that question. So, yeah. The Door Within series. A book you had to read in school but you loved. Ooh, Scarlet Letter. Your weirdest favorite book. Weirdest favorite? Okay. It's not weird, but it is, and I'll explain. The Warrior Cat series. Okay, now let me explain how it's weird. I was heavy into escapism back then, and I mentioned that, you know, even as a young child, as a young little girl, I would embody characters. See where this is going? So, there was this one particular character in the series that I definitely tried to embody because I felt like she would know exactly what I was going through and how I was feeling, and also she's a badass. So yeah, with that being said, the weird part was that I tried to embody the character of Ivy Poole. Okay. And I lived that out during school, during life. Like, it wasn't just in my free time in my room when I'm alone by myself. No, I tried to embody her in real life. And that may have been weird. So there was that part that made it weird. Now the actual series of warrior cats living in the forest, having this hierarchy, these clans, this type of like fantastical take on wild cats in a forest, I think it's great. I think it's great. I loved it. I loved it a lot. The weird part was that I tried to embody it. This is good. If your 13-year-old self could live in a fictional world, which would it be? And then the follow-up, is it different from the world you choose now? Oh, absolutely. 13-year-old me wanted to be a cat. I just thought of one of my very first experiences of like trying to embody characters as I was playing. The Lion King. I truly have an affinity for cats, apparently. Anyways. Tea. Anyway. 13-year-old me. What was I reading at 13? Okay, I was in my dystopian phase. So I want to very, very heavily emphasize, not that I need to, because hello, I would not survive in these worlds. But would I have wanted to be in them? Yes, actually back then I probably could have. In my own weird way. Of those worlds, I never wanted to be in the Hunger Games. I did, though, have this really weird dream. Okay, side tangent. I did have this really weird dream one time where literally me and my classmates, a select few of them, I'm not going to name names, were in an arena fighting to the death. And then also, I think at some point within the arena, there was like this weird drop off. And I saw a body being tossed at some point. I don't know what that says about me. The only other tributes that were in there that I saw, at least to the best of my recollection in this moment, were all male. I don't know what that says. But anyway, so any psychiatrists out there want to help me out with that one? That I also had another weird dream though. And everything in the world was like burning and turning into like molten gold. And I was running for my life, and there was someone else in this dream with me, but not at the time. I was running for my life. There was this whole like football field equivalent to like an arena sized thing. And I found this like one little spot where I could like somewhat not be chased by the molten gold for like a couple of seconds, and then all of a sudden it caves in. A figure looms out, and it's not human. A figure comes out of it, and it's just like dripping molten gold, and I am screaming terrified, and then suddenly there's a hand and a face, and I think it's someone I knew. Anyway, so yeah, I have weird dreams. But what was the question? Okay, which world would I live in? So I would not do the Hunger Games after that dream, but I would probably I'll claim it. I would probably want to be in the world of Divergent and be a Dauntless. My stars. That took me so long. I would want to be Dauntless. Would I choose that now? Heck no. I have common sense. And I definitely don't have the physique I had back then. I would choose. I would get killed before I even got the chance. Never mind. Let me think. I am bringing two real world into this. If I were to go into this world and have the perfect body to exist, at least, not exist, survive for at least a while, I would want to get into Fourth Wing. The Hobbit, Keely. Feely and Keely, one of the brothers. I swear. Don't come for me, they're hot. What can I say? Not me going for the romance aspect. Me, like, my entire growing up life. I hate romance. I hate romance. Why does there have to be romance and everything? Literally would put myself in a fictional world just for a man nowadays. Now, if we're talking... Should I say it? This is where my son becomes a crush. That sounds odd. I would go to the truly devious world. I would want to be placed at Ellingham Academy. Stevie and her boo thing and her friends can all do their thing. Me and Nick will just sit on the sidelines and talk crap. It's just about anything and everything. We will both twiddle our thumbs together about writing a book. Last but certainly not least, is there a newly released book you wish you had when you were younger? Oh, that's a good question. Probably not. I think I was meant to have the books that I had in order to get where I am now. I know it's a cop-out answer because it's like, this is hypotheticals and everything else, but truly, I am content with the books that I had then. I think they were great. I think they were amazing. They shaped a lot of who I am, and same here now. And there is no stopping me from reading YA, middle grade, or even children's books at this big old age of 24. Well guys, that is all for the questions. I will be leaving the original video linked in the description box down below. So go sub, go like, go comment, all of the things on that video. And I think that's all. Oh, I will also be leaving my socials in the description box down below. So if you guys like life being lived, I guess, I have a lifestyle main channel. I don't know. I mean, this is my main channel, but like second channel. Anywho, I'll be leaving that channel link down below. I'll be leaving my Bookstagram, my regular Instagram, my TikTok that is literally becoming a book talk, and anything else that I might have there. Seriously, need to get Linktree pronto. I will try and remember that and work on that when I have time in my life. So next year, thank you guys so much for being the best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye!